So she took a spoon and a pan and banged them together loudly. But I didn't respond to that. So they took me to the hospital and they pronounced that I was profoundly deaf. At the age of 3, I found that I loved to dance and I could express my emotions through body language instead of just words. So at the age of 3, I attended the Dothan School of Dance. And there I am at age 12. At the age of 11, I started falling behind in school. So I begged my parents to take me to a deaf school. And so I moved to St. Louis and I attended the Central Institute of the Deaf. And by the time I graduated elementary, I went back to Dothan and I attended Northview High. It all started when I attended Jacksonville State University. I started to compete in beauty pageants. Most girls would do it for fun, but I did it because we have some financial problems at home. So it started with the Miss Shelby County Junior Pageant. Then I won the Miss Point Mallard contest. Then in 1992 and 1993, I became a runner-up for Miss Alabama, but I didn't receive the title until 1994. Then in 1995, I became Miss America. So of course, when you do the Miss America pageants, you are asked some questions. I was asked, how do I dance since I'm deaf in one ear and I only have 5% of hearing in the other? I told them that I could feel the vibrations and I'd count the beats in my head, and that's how I would dance. These are some pictures of me performing my ballet, Via Dolorosa, which means the way of the cross. This is my big moment. When the announcer announced that I became Miss America, I couldn't read his lips, so I asked my runner-up, the second runner-up, Miss Virginia, who won, and when she told me, that was a big surprise. So during my time as Miss America, I continued my STARS program, which means success through action and realization of your dreams. It had 5 points to it, since there are 5 points on a star. It was to have a positive attitude, have a dream, work hard, face your problems, and to have a support team, which for me was my family. These are 4 books that I wrote during my time as Miss America, and they're mostly about personal problems for me and how they can help you through tough circumstances from a godly perspective. So after my time as Miss America, I married a wonderful man named John McCallum, and we had 2 children. My first is John McCallum Jr., and the second, James McCallum. So after my second son was born, I decided to get cochlear implants, which are just a little bit better than hearing aids. When the deaf community heard that I was going to do this, they became angry at me. They thought I was turning my back on them. But I told them that I couldn't hear my sons when they call or cry for me. And as a mom, that's pretty scary. So I prayed to God and asked, what should I do? And he answered my prayer, and I decided to go on with it. I chose Miss America because she was a big inspiration for me. She was a great godly role model, and she always looked to God through tough decisions, especially with those cochlear implants. But one thing that she always had was a positive attitude. Thank you, and I love you.